Yes.
Shut down and go outside. It's the same thing out in California.
Yeah.
And it's my fear that that's going to come rolling across the nation. So.
The more than likely it will, but we're going to stop it. We're going to put a stop to it because, and I've known David for a while. We've talked countless hours on the Constitution in regards to CPS and swiping kids from people, and then now it just rolls into this in the business where we had a way to reopen Metroflex. I reopened it before I had any letters sent to me or a health department or anybody. I immediately rolled into the PMA, which is the Private Membership Association. And as soon as I did, I started reaching out. Of course, Lou and Oceanside, my partner. But I started reaching out to Ryan and Marietta, Metroflex, World Gym San Diego, some of the guys that I know, all the other Metroflexes around the country. I started reaching out to people I know back in Indiana, Tommy, Top Shelf Fitness in Jersey. And, I started reaching out as soon as possible. I was always aware of your case, what happened because of Tucker and everything. And, and I told him, I told Tommy, hey, we got to get a hold of this guy because we can help him. I go, Dave can get him going. And even though you already had issues with the police, with the mayor and the governor and everything else, but that's stuff that can be remedied, as we go along here, and I'll let David kind of touch on what can be done if you're already in trouble with the health department or the governor or the state.
They're saying the audio is cutting in and out. So, guys, what happens is a lot of times...
Just a second. Is there any way you guys can get a little bit stronger of a connection?
My connection is great.
Maybe we move. Let's move. Maybe if we move inside. Want to try moving over here and see if it's a little better connection?
Change from
Hang on, everybody.
What'll kill the connection, because there's two of us on here, when people hit the like button and there's a lot of attention on videos that have controversy, the programs a lot of times will kill the bandwidth. So if everybody saves their likes to the end, then what will happen is that it will preserve the bandwidth that they're already trying to shut down. Because right now I can see you moving perfectly. Everything looks good. If they start hitting like again, it's going to go crazy.
We'll just remind them every so often.
Yeah. So, see, it's clear. Oh, shucks. People are...
So let's get started. Let's for everybody out there, can we start with from David?
Everybody share.
What is a PMA? Let's make it as simple as possible.
Okay.
For everybody out there, what is a PMA and how is it relevant and why is it important to our current landscape as business owners?
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of people who have a lot of questions, and I think that's probably the biggest one that people have is, what is a PMA? So take it away.
A PMA is what's called a private membership association. A private membership association. Please don't hit like, y'all. Please don't hit like. So please see, the hearts are shaking up everything, guys. Please don't hit harder like. So here's the deal.
We appreciate it, but don't do it right now.
So look. So what happens is that when you have a private membership association, it is a guaranteed right for people to come together who have similar ideas. So the way that the people are getting this wrong is that they believe that the government gives us rights. The government gives us rules. The government tells us what to do. And that has been working a very long time for the government. The reason it has worked for them is because they have hidden access to knowledge. So when you're seeking information, trying to find out how to stay open, you're trying to find out how to win a case, you're fighting CPS, you're fighting child support, you're fighting all these things, they have purposely withheld information on how the government system works. So in your state constitution, and if you have your notice, we can give them an idea of what I'm talking about and see if the government officials has given them knowledge of this. Do you have your notice to government?
Yeah, somewhere around here.
Okay, so I'll explain why you're looking. So in the Constitution of the United States, we have certain guaranteed rights. In the Constitution of the Bill of Rights, we have totally different guaranteed rights. And so what has happened is everybody's telling us about the United States, but they don't tell us about our most powerful rights in the state, right? So we have the ability to be in the private or we have the ability to be in the public. So government workers are in what's called the public. They are hired to work positions, and they swear an oath to not trample certain things. Now, for every gym owner out there, for every restaurant owner, for every business owner, if somebody promise you that they will not do certain things to you, you want to make sure that everything is set up so that you're in the right status to receive those benefits, right? So let's say if it's a small business loan and they say you have to have a person in the business that's a person of color. That'll make you get it easier. You have to be in business for 2 years. You have to establish a LLC or a corporation.
Credit.
Yeah, if you want to get that loan, you're going to make sure that you fit everything that's required, right? So your forefathers created something for every single one of us in every single state. And what they did is they said, look, we want to make sure that if we hire government workers to handle our business, that they'll know that they can never take our kids or their grandkids, our posterity, and run over their rights. So in order for every government official to join in and work in government, before they take the position, they swear an oath that they will never trample your rights that's in your bills of rights of the state. But because those rights, to trample those rights, let me know if we're good.
Let's just recap. So let's recap that for everybody. So every single government employee has read the Constitution of the state that they work in, correct?
Possibly. Possibly.
It's not as if they haven't read it end to end. They've looked at this and they've sworn an oath on their job.
They swore the oath.
At all costs, no matter what.
They swore the oath.
They may not know what it is,
but they may not have looked at it. So they took money, swearing that they were going to protect your rights and never do certain things to you.
And they may or may not have looked at it.
Yeah. So when we give them notice, a lot of times they're freaked out because they're like, how in the world did this get past me? I'm not supposed to do this. I'm not supposed to do this. I'm not supposed to do this. So this is why our forefathers in Arizona and in Virginia, you'll see where it says in the constitutions of those states that a frequent recurrence to fundamental principles is essential for a free government. The government is ripping us off right now because we don't know. And if we knew exactly what the law said, we can point out and say, hey.
I think that was one of the most powerful that you said to me.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the only thing as powerful as those documents showing the bills of rights that your forefathers put in place for you, the only thing that is as powerful is the people like you and Frank and the others that stood up to tyranny. Because it takes two things to have freedom. It takes men who will stand up on the law when they see it, and it takes people who will show the law so that we know we're standing in the right. A lot of people feel something's wrong, but they don't know what it is because they never seen their bills of rights in their states or their Declaration of Rights. It doesn't exist to them. So they should be standing up and fighting. And so we believe in showing the government notice of what they swore to, because they might not know. They might just be harming you because somebody up in the field told them, hey, go. Yeah.
Some big lawyer told them to.
The lawyer gets a ton of cases off of controversy. So they'll sit up and lie. They'll lie or let people lie in order to get more cases to have more billable hours. This is why attorneys will talk so much junk when you're hiring them. But the very moment it's time to stand up for your rights, they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to put that in. I don't know if I want to say that. The way my license is set up, I don't know if this will work. They might disbar me, right?
Yeah, they fear disbarment.
Yeah. You take my money, knowing darn well you can't help me.
They're going to take your money, though.
But you're not going to tell me my rights and you're not going to stand up. You see? So what happens is that...
I think that one of the biggest things that I got from you in all of the conversations that we've had over the past couple of days is that your rights don't exist unless you A, know about them,
declare them,
and B, state and exercise them.
That's right.
Because what we've seen so far in court is if you don't openly and very clearly state what your rights are and that they're being infringed and bring it to their attention, then it doesn't matter. Because if you didn't say it and you don't bring it up, they won't, and therefore they just won't exist at all.
They don't want to. They don't want to mention it because notice that every statute that they attack you with, right? It says any person that does this, any person that does that. They're hiding the information from you to tell you what person means. Person actually deals with government personnel.
Not us.
So they should be taking personnel to court. But what they're doing is they're taking people to court by tricking them to sign up as persons. So I'll give you.
And what's crazy is that we use as regular people, we use those words interchangeably.
Yep.
We don't think twice about persons versus people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You don't understand the difference between them in a legal sense. And you're treated accordingly unless you assert your right hand on the people.
Yeah, no, it's that's one of the first things that I learned when I read through the Constitution now, and I've always somewhat known it, but he reiterated it, was the difference between persons and people is critical, especially in our situation. And when I found out, when he pointed out, there's in the state constitution in Arizona, ARS 26317.
Oh, that's in the state statute.
State statute
26317.
Yeah, and it clearly states in the second half of it.
Yep.
The first half you think, oh, I'm screwed. They can do whatever they want to me. But the second half of that clearly shows me that I can exercise my right not to participate in your emergency order as a private in the private.
Yeah.
So that's what protects me here. That's one of the things that protects me here in Arizona. And you have a similar one in New Jersey as well.
You see, the reason the ARS 26-317, if you want to pull it up, we can let everybody hear it. But what it pretty much says is that, I'll let you read it. Let's do this. Because we don't like to have any conversation without documentation. So we want to show the people exactly what we're saying so they can know it's true, because there's so many people who
ARS what?
26-317. Now, what happens is that there's so many people, and people are saying you can turn off likes. There's so many people that hello everybody. There's so many people who want to stand up, but they don't know what their rights are. So for the first time today, they're going to see the law. Thank you, you do it. For the first time today, they're going to see the law for themselves. Now, people say, oh, private entity, PMA, that's not going to help. That's a hoax. It won't work. That's only if they don't know the difference between the public and the private. You have a right to be in the private, 100% guaranteed by your forefathers who knew the government would do this to you. They knew beforehand. They knew what it was like to live up under a tyrant and a king. So when they try to control you by these stupid orders, they're doing it because we believe that we have a king. There is no king in America.
Yeah, King Murphy doesn't exist.
You see? He says,
King Murphy swears he exists.
Yeah.
I'm gonna prove to you.
He will swear up and down all day.
This is also above his pay grade.
Yeah, you remember when Tucker asked him, "Do you know the Bill of Rights?" Yeah, that's against the Bill of Rights. He said, "That's above my pay grade."
Yeah. So was this.
That was a problem because a young person like me from the ghetto will open up his own document he swore to and smack him with it because he doesn't know the law, and I know that he's committing fraud. So I'm gonna prove it to you. We're gonna look at Arizona first, right?
We have an affidavit.
Yeah, Arizona 26-317 ARS, right? Read it out for us so everybody can see it, or aim it at the screen if you want to. Can you flip it around and show your computer?
Should have brought my laptop. Look at that.
I'm just gonna read it out.
Okay.
Read it out for us. Any person, right?
What is that?
Any person. Pay close attention to the words. Now, if person means all the people, then you can't exclude anybody.
That's from talking. Person, that's the contraction government right there.
Person is the government workers and their employees and the people who get tricked into contracting with them. That's it.
Actually, wait, somebody just it's wrong.
Somebody what?
I just pinned it.
Oh, okay.
I just pinned it. It's
Gotcha.
the first comment right there. It says,
So-
any
Okay, there it
person
is.
who violates any provision of this chapter.
The whole chapter, right? Hold on one second. This is the whole emergency chapter that everybody's scared of. The government can do this, do this, do this, do this. This is the part that tells you the penalty if you don't do it, and it tells you who don't have to do it. Go ahead.
Who knowingly fails or refuses to obey any lawful order or regulation issued as provided in this chapter shall be guilty of a class 1 misdemeanor.
So you're guilty.
Provision.
You're guilty before you even went to court. Now the Constitution,
Process either.
huh?
This provision does not apply to the refusal of any private organization.
Oh! Did it say any private organization? Did it say any? Because there's a difference between the public government personnel and the private. Everybody needs to share this because Ian is opening up an opportunity for everybody in the nation to see the truth and we can be free, y'all. Right? Ian has fought this already.
Right there.
And
Provision does not apply to the refusal of any private organization or member thereof to participate in a local emergency or state emergency as defined in this chapter.
the whole chapter is killed if you're in a private organization or association.
Doesn't apply.
It does not apply to you. The whole emergency planner program doesn't apply to somebody in the private. Does it get any more clear than that? But you know what? That's only a little bit, right? Say it again.
It's spinning on us. There we go. There we go. Now we got you.
Okay. Can it get any more clear, brother?
Alright, so moving on. What are we on to next?
Okay. So, the next thing people's mind are logically going to say is,
I think we just kind of got to roll. We got to roll with the connection. It is what
Yeah.
it is.
That's
okay, so the next thing that's going to happen, I'm speaking to Ian, guys, on my platform. Let me actually turn him over to you guys so you can see him, because
What is the New Jersey? What is the New Jersey equivalent?
the New Jersey equivalent will likely say everything but the private part. They'll take that out so they can scam you guys. So what I'm going to do is the logical, and you just did what I said the logical thing was going to be. The logical next step in a man or woman's mind is going to be, David Jose, I see that this goes for Arizona. But David, what I need you to show me is, does this go for New Jersey or whatever state or Florida or wherever, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go where exactly your mind was going. Hey, I see it works for you, but does it work for me? So I'm going to give you guys a case. So right here, we have National Association for the Advancement of Colored People versus Patterson.
Why is that all of a sudden?
Excuse me, y'all. We got a kill in our... we got a pause in our connection.
There we go.
Okay. We had a pause in our connection. Oh. They kicked us off, guys.
Let me try to get back in.
We're going back in. I'm talking to Ian from
Get
Attila's
out.
Gym.
I'm getting out. Get back in. We're back. Come on. There we go.
Okay, we're back. All right. So you good?
We had a pause. Alright, hang on. We'll see if we can get them back into the room and hopefully with a better connection. They're out in AZ. Some trouble with the connection.
Here, I'll go out. Come back in. Okay.
Guys on my side, please share like crazy.
This doesn't work. I'm just going to do a podcast, and then we'll get it done there. So just
we
hang
could
on a
zoom
second.
it. We could zoom it or something.
Guys, I appreciate your patience.
I want to go through. I want to keep it going.
Let them,
Yeah.
let them reconnect.
I'm back.
And, we'll
I'm
see if
back.
we can get rolling.
I don't think you saw me. Let me try it again.
Okay, so
David, really,
everybody please share this because we're going to get totally jiggy with it.
what the hell, he's been really instrumental in getting a lot of businesses over. So we'll see if we can get this done. If not, I will figure out another way.
There
to
we
get
go.
this up.
Okay.
Even if we have to try it again tomorrow and make sure that
I don't know tomorrow. Only today.
There we go.
All right.
I got you back, man.
So look, everybody's going to say, how in the world can you do this in other states, though? Because other states might be a little bit tougher or our governors are a little bit more gangster, right? So what I'm going to do is show you what the Supreme Court already said. Yes, a hairdresser can be. National Association for the Advancement of Colored People versus Patterson is the case. It's 357 U.S. 449, 1958. Now, this case was argued, and we're going to see that it's a unanimous decision. Let me know if you guys can hear this. This is a unanimous decision. Right here it says exactly what happened to you guys. They're trying to get injunctions against you. They're trying to do... So, in this case, NAACP, right, going against Patterson, Alabama was pissed because they didn't want the colored people to work in their state. So they went to the Supreme Court. Let me know if you can hear me. They went to the Supreme Court, right? I'm going to read off to you what it says. Alabama.
Facebook's good.
Say it again. One more time. I can hear you now. You just cleared up. So what'd you just say? Send me the case.
Send me the case so that I can post it up here for everybody.
Okay, so I'm going to put it close, and I'll send it to you too. Can you see it? It is, yeah, 357 U.S. 449. 357 U.S. 449. Now,
okay, I'm gonna type that in real quick.
Perfect. So now what we're gonna do is look at what it says. It says Alabama sought to prevent the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, from conducting further business in the state. So they wanted to stop them from having activity in their state, just like they're trying to do to you guys. Now that you told them you're a private membership, they're like, we don't want you to open. Oh, really? We don't want you to be able to do anything here. So they tried to do this. After the circuit court issued a restraining order, the state issued a subpoena for various records, including the NCAA's membership list. So they wanted to try to find out who all was members so they could go after them, right? Watch what happens. The question is, did Alabama's requirement violate the due process clause of the 14th Amendment? Watch this. Unanimous decision was won for the NAACP. This is what it said. In an opinion authored by Justice John M. Harlan II, a unanimous court decision decided in the favor of the petitioners, holding that immunity, you heard that word? Immunity. The government can't come after you. They can't mess with you. They can't hear your stuff. They can't stop you. You're immune to prosecution. But no attorney's going to tell you this. It says immunity from state scrutiny. The state said, look, we want to see your stuff. Give it to us. We give you a court order saying you got to do it. Shut down. Do what we say. Look at what happened. Scrutiny of petitioner's membership list is here so related to the right of the petitioner's members to pursue their lawful private interests privately. See, the government wants to tell you you can do something. People are like, what if the government don't let me do this? What if they say I can't have a permit? You don't get a freaking permit. You're the freaking people. You're in the private. You have a right to do it on your freaking own, right? So here's what it says. The right to petitioners' membership to pursue their lawful, not legal, because we got lawful stuff because we're at the highest. We're at the highest position where we declare the law. Our forefathers declared the law that they can never take these rights away from us. So we get these dumb attorneys, these dumb government officials telling us to close down. All we got to do is go to the private. Then we say, screw you. Tell me what to do now. But people are scared because they don't know the law. But this is the highest court in the land. They didn't win 5-4. They won 9-0. It don't get no better than that. Nobody at the Supreme Court believes that the dumb state can do that. Right? Nobody in the Supreme Court believes that the stupid state can interfere with your private affairs as one of the people.
And think about that. You got people from the left and from the right that are in the Supreme Court.
Yes. And nobody agrees with the dumb state. They're like, dude. Say it again. What do you say? Okay. One more time.
Sorry, that connection's bad.
People are hitting the like, so it's killing the video. The bandwidth is dying because people are hitting like. People got to stop hitting like. They got to stop hitting like. Keep going. Okay, so watch this. So they can't scrutinize your membership list. The state don't have the police power or authority over the private. So they can't even ask you who the freak is part of your membership. But they think they're bad for now. The state thinks they're bad until you correct them and teach them the truth, right? And I get a little worked up. You got to forgive me. But watch this. It says the right of petitioners' members to pursue their lawful private interests privately. Now we got to understand that the government doesn't get to interfere. They don't get to make a choice. They don't get to give you permission. You don't have to ask them. It says, and to associate freely without the government, to associate freely with others in doing so as to come within the protection of the 14th Amendment. Further, even more, the court held freedom to associate with organizations dedicated to the advancement of beliefs and ideas is an inseparable part of the Due Process Clause. You cannot block people from being able to hang out with other people who believe like them. They have the right and freedom to associate and assemble. Period. It's in your state constitution. So it says...
That's like we have the right to associate because we believe that health is essential. And there's nothing they can do about it.
That's right. So when they try to tell you you're not an essential business, that's right, I'm not an essential business. I'm one of the people, and whatever the freak we want to come together for is essential. You don't have power over that. You don't get to discuss it.
You don't determine it.
You don't determine. You don't get to have a board meeting, and the state does not get to make a determination over what we can do. All right, so I'm going to read this last part. It says, Justin Harlan concluded that the states obtaining the names of the association's membership will likely interfere with the free association of its members. You get to freely associate. They don't get to come bother you. They don't have the power. They don't have the right. They don't have the authority. We never gave it to them.
And that means the cops can't come and cite you. They can't come and harass people in your parking lot. They can't follow people home, trying to scare them off from coming back. They have no authority to do that.
Now, this is going to be one other one that's real nasty. Look at this. It says, so the state's interest. See, if the state has a contract with you to own a public business, they have interest in your business, right? So it's a public interest. It's a state interest. If you have a contract with them, they have the right, or I'm sorry, they have the authority based on the Constitution. The government don't have rights. They have the power based on the Constitution to interfere with your business if they're a partner in your business as the state. So when you got an LLC or a corporation, they got the power to interfere. But as long as you're in the private, you can handle your private interests privately. They said private so many times in that one sentence, I almost fell out.
We
right?
like that word.
Right?
We
So
like
did you
persons
catch
and
that?
private.
Did you catch that? Let me make sure. Let me know if y'all seeing it, guys. People who are watching on Ian's platform, let us know if you're seeing it. Are you seeing it, Ian? Are you hearing this?
You're chopping in and out kind of bad.
Okay, so let me go back. So we're going to pause for a second, make sure nobody hits like, and then we're going to light that fire one more time. Right? So let's look.
Go ahead.
So the court held that freedom to associate with organizations dedicated to the advancement of beliefs and ideas like yours is an inseparable part of the due process clause of the 14th Amendment. You can't stop them. Right? Then it says, Justin Harlan concluded that the states obtaining the names of the association's members would likely interfere with the state's interests, with the free association of its members. That means the state can't come interrupt knowing who y'all are. They can't question y'all about who y'all are. They can't stop you. You don't need their permission. You have freedom to associate guaranteed. And anybody who steps up against it is breaking the law. So they can think they're cute. Like, oh, we're going to arrest you when you're sitting there and we told you you're in the private. Okay. Now I'm going to freaking smack your head in because I'm going to bring a claim against you. And I'm going to show that you don't have the power to do what you're doing. I'm going to show that the Supreme Court said that I was right and you were wrong. And I'm going to nail you because I already gave you notice when I first started doing this.
And that was the most satisfying thing for me, was sending those notices out to the governor, to the attorney general, to the mayor, to the police chief, and putting them on notice saying, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do this, period, to any of my people that are inside my facility or inside the private, and you're not going to bother us anymore. And I know in your situation, and out here too in Scottsdale, we had a facility that was getting harassed by the police are coming all the time and following people home and harassing their people. They have zero authority to do that because now we know that they know that they're on notice.
Yep. So once they know the law, so we had a gentleman in New Jersey, right? Same state as you. And the gentleman opened his gym. I'm not going to say his name because we get these trolls and stuff, right? So the gentleman opened his gym. We sent out notices to all the government officials. 10 days went by, no response. They don't want to talk. They forgot the law. They don't know how to correct the people no more. They shut the freak up, right? Now, this guy has had his gym open for like 12, 13 days now. He did 40,000 in new signups. The police signed up with him.
5 days.
The police signed up with him. The freaking government officials signed up with him, and they told him, lawyers too. Yeah. They said, look, we could not sign up with you until you got private memberships. Because we do dinners and stuff, and as police, we can't take part in it unless we open a PMA. So they realized PMAs work for them. And when they found out that this was a way to be out of the public where the police power is, when they found out he was doing it the right way with the PMA, they all joined him. So you got to think about this. And I hope I'm not choppy. You got to think about this. The police joined his gym. The government workers joined his gym. He's not having any problems. He's in New Jersey lifting weights on video. He's on video, people in his gym lifting weights. Nobody's using masks, right? Now, they're going to try to be funny against you because you didn't know this before they started their drama. But that's cool because there's still other parts of this that they didn't deal with. For instance, we can show the whole world that they don't even follow their own law and their own rules. When they dealt with you, right, they so-called said that you got arrested, right? But the problem is, did they come with a warrant? No warrant. Did they have probable cause?
Nope.
They're
court order, and that is it.
kind of court order. I'm going to tell you, it's not even really a court order.
A fake court.
If you look at that document you got, right, you'll see that the so-called detective's name is not on there. It says signed, and then he typed out DET dot A, no other letters, and the last name. Bro, are you killing me? Right? Say it again. Yeah, so if his mama named him DET dot A something, he must have been picked on.
He's from Detroit too.
Yeah, he must be from Detroit, from the DET, right? He thought up gang signs. How in the world did this dude sign a document saying he was given information on you, and it says DET dot and something else where it's signed, and the dang document, he didn't follow the law because it says they gave themselves permission to not need probable cause. If that's not what's called an administrative court, that's not a court of record or a judicial court, I don't know what is, right? So this administrative court took your rights away from you by snatching you up without law. They snatched you up without law. The guy didn't put a real name. He purposely did that. Now, this doesn't only happen in a situation like we're dealing with now. CPS does the same thing. Child support enforcement does the same thing. An executive branch agency is stealing from the people. They're arresting people for 5 minutes and then let you go. Now, in a real contempt of court, they don't arrest you for 5 minutes, book you, and let you go. They give you some time depending on what kind of power they have. So it's showing you that this administrative court doesn't have very much power. Did you catch that? Let me know if you caught that. People on my platform, let me know if we're getting broken up. Can you hear me, Ian? Ian?
You're cutting in and out.
Okay, so what
What I think might not be a bad idea, and I know that we've gotten pretty far in this, and we can continue to see it all the way through. There's a lot of people who really want to hear this, and I think that it's important that they hear it all the way through the right way.
Yes, sir.
We could do a Zoom together, and I could record it.
I do have everything live on my Facebook that I can give to you, so that you have it too, so they hear every part of it, because I don't think mine slowed down not even once. Hey guys on my platform, how we looking? Can you guys hear me well? Was there any breakups or any issues?
Yeah, everybody's saying you guys are cutting it out.
Okay.
You're cutting it out over here, and I just don't want this message to go unheard. I'm willing to hop on and do this again if we have a better connection.
Let's do a Zoom recording, and I can use her laptop.
Do you have Zoom?
I think from the comments here, I think people will be willing to jump back in on another live at another time, and do that if it's okay with you guys.
Perfect. I'm always down. They can hear it on my side. They said it was no breaks, so I'll give you my footage. You can cut it up, and you can remove it and put it on your platform as yours. So then that way they have all the information. And you can cut it up and put it on theirs, and then we can do another one tomorrow if you want to as well. But the biggest thing,
I think that we should try to do another one with much better connection. Maybe we can test it out beforehand.
Yeah.
Comments in here. Everybody wants to know. First of all, everybody wants to know your Facebook.
my Facebook is David Jose, DAVID space Jose JOSE. And what I'll do is I have a lady named Susan Cobb that does a lot of cutting up of my videos and putting them on YouTube. So I'll give you the one that I did on my Facebook. So you have that too. So they can see stuff until tomorrow when we do another one.
Okay, and then we'll talk and we'll set up another time to do it. It doesn't matter. I will absolutely make the time. It's clear that people really want to know what this stuff is all about. What we can do is we can open it up for some questions as well after we kind of talk about it as a whole.
Yeah, and let's do this. Any attorney that wants to come, any attorney that wants to come and act like what we're saying is not in the Constitution or is not law, I invite any attorney, any judge, any freaking paralegal,
Governor Murphy.
Governor Murphy, right? Doug Ducey. Any one of them who want to come get that smoke can get it any day of the week.
All right, let's do that. Let's talk about it tomorrow. The three of us will hash out the details.
Okay.
I'll make the time regardless, and that way we can really get this message. I just think it's way too important for the connection to be messed up, because a lot of people, I think, really want to make this message.
All right. Well, I just see.
Earlier, David, I think the more that we arm people with this information, the more we're going to see the times turn.
That's right. That's right. Amen. So the woman Susan Cobb is on. We're going to go ahead and get her to do the video if she can help us out tonight, and I'll get it over to you right away. That way you'll have it on a YouTube format. You can give it to all your people, and we'll go over everything you want again tomorrow. Whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. You already showed your courage. Now it's time for us to come step up and show the truth. And I think the people are going to do very well, because once they see the truth, they can all stand. They know something's wrong, but when they know the truth, nobody can stop us.
Yeah, and I think it's super important for us to make sure that the truth is loud and clear.
Yeah.
Amen.
So, everybody watching, I will put out another announcement, and we'll do this again tomorrow, and we'll do a much clearer information as to when we'll do it, and then we'll get rocking and rolling, and we'll get this information out, and we'll provide as much information as we can.
Thank you,
kind of take home. So
Rigor.
we'll make sure all of our documents are ready, and we'll do it like that.
All right, let's make it happen.
All right, guys.
Let's knock it out. People, remedy is coming.
You guys are fucking awesome, man.
You
Talk
are
to
too,
soon,
bro.
man. Talk to you soon.
This man talked to me on the phone for 3 hours. In the middle of the night, on the 11th hour, and schooled me to all this, and I'm still trying to keep up with him.
Hey, wait. You got to ask this, though. What I said, was it in your laws? Could you see it?
Everything's true. It's written right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just,
Yes, it is, Brad. Definitely tax advantages. 100%.
It's weird how
Huge
it just
tax
cuts.
advantages.
It just cuts on us. There it goes.
so, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. We'll do it tomorrow, guys, and we'll have a better run at it, and we'll provide as much information as we can. It'll be on David's Facebook. It'll be on my Facebook. It'll be on Josh's Facebook. We'll get the information out. You guys share it as much as possible.
Yeah.
And it's time to go on the offensive.
Let's do it.
No doubt. No
Let's
doubt.
get it moving. The nation is coming back. Just like our forefathers. It's going to be blessed. Watch.
All right, David. All right, Josh.
All right, guys.
Good
We'll
night.
talk to you
I'll
soon.
See you guys tomorrow.
See you
Catch you
tomorrow.
later.
Have a good one.
Peace. All right, everybody. We're going to cut off on my side. For the person who asked, Brad, yes, there are tax advantages to a PMA. It is in the private. It is not a taxable entity. There is no commerce. There's just membership fees, or membership dues, which goes towards building the PMA. The PMA can actually pay the bills of its trustees or different members. So that's a blessing. But I definitely, casinos are open because a lot of times casinos are private membership associations. There's casinos in Texas that are not supposed to be open based on the regular law, but it is open because the law says that you can exercise things in the private. King Murphy is unaccountable. Well, and see, that's another funny thing is that.
This is who you talked with earlier, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to show you guys something. I want to read you guys a couple of bills of rights off. You will no longer be a franchise, Brandon. You will be exercising your ability to come together in the private. The government officials pretty much want to shut down all of y'all businesses because of the reason AOC said. They're upset right now because Trump had a good economy. And in order to win, AOC said, listen, to sacrifice a few businesses is not that big of a deal if we can get rid of Trump. So they know if they kill the economy, Trump can't say he held the economy up like they never did before. So real quick, what I want to do is read you guys some things to help strengthen you and encourage you to understand what your power is based on what your forefathers said. First one we're going to look at, and these apply across the board. Tennessee Bill of Rights, Section 2, that government being instituted for the common benefit. They're here to benefit you, not to make business off of you and destroy you so they make money. The doctrine of non-resistance against arbitrary power, which is what they're using, just creating some power that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. We didn't give it to them, and they're just hitting you with stuff. You got to do this, you got to do that. And oppression is absurd, slavish, and destructive of the good and happiness of mankind. I'm gonna let y'all see another one. They keep trying to tell y'all that we are a democracy. We are a democracy. We are a democracy. No, we're freaking not a democracy. The United States of America is actually a republic. Y'all remember it says, and the republic, right, for which it stands, not a freaking democracy. It doesn't say the democracy, right? Notice that Section 2 of the Kentucky Bill of Rights says this: absolute and arbitrary power, absolute power over the lives. Alan Dershowitz lied and said you got to get shots. They can force it into your arm as the state government. That's not the freaking truth. Watch this. Absolute and arbitrary power over the lives, liberty, and property of free men exists nowhere in a republic, not even in the largest majority. Here's what they're saying. I don't give a darn how many people vote to say that you can't have a right. They don't have the right to vote on your rights. The rights secured by the Constitution, right? You cannot legislate against them or make rules against them. Look at the case Miranda versus Arizona. Now, absolute and arbitrary power over the lives, liberty, and property of free men. You'll notice that when they created slavery, they had to make codes and statutes to make a person what they call a slave, right? And then they use like what's called the Christian black codes to make a socioeconomic status that is different from being one of the people or a free man. So it says no free man, there's no absolute power over any free man in any republic. It doesn't exist. So when you know that you have a republic and somebody's telling you shut down this, close this, you can't do this, you can't do that, either they trick you into some contract to try to make you seem like you're a public officer or contracted with them, or they're just making you a slave. No other way around it, right? Here's the last one from New Mexico. This one's going to blow your mind. A lot of you don't believe that you have the highest authority in the law. But our forefathers made it so that the people have all political power and the governments are just the servant workers for the people. They are not the power. We are. New Mexico Bill of Rights, Section 3. The people, right? This is why you got to be the people in the private, not persons who are government workers. The people of the state have the sole, that means only, and exclusive, yours with nobody else having the right, exclusive right to govern themselves. You, by what your forefathers said, have the right to govern yourselves. That means that the statutes that are made inside of your state is actually instructions for how the government workers are going to carry themselves, and the people are free and independent. These people who are working in government are made to be your servants and to benefit you. They've now tried to make you a slave. Once again, exclusive right to govern themselves as a free, sovereign, and independent state. So, guys, I want you to see that there has been an attack on your rights in America. I'm not giving you things that I can create. I wasn't alive in 1958. I can't show you a Supreme Court article that says that you have the right to freely associate with who you want to. You have the right to be in a PMA. In a PMA, you don't run your business at 100% capacity. You just bring all your members at whatever capacity y'all freaking want to, right? There is no business. You're not running a business. You're not doing commercial activity. You're bringing people together who want to place money in membership dues to the entity that is allowing them to come together and meet in the private. Now, the police power, which allows them to arrest people. When you're in the house, right, and you decide to walk around naked in your house, there is no ability for the state to come and say, you're walking around naked, we're arresting you. In the middle of the street, if you walk around naked, which is not in your house, which is in the private, you walk out in the middle of the street naked, you're going to jail, right? If you meet in your house with you by yourself, I'm sorry, you don't meet by yourself, but if you're in the house with you by yourself, you are in the private. The police can't come bother you. If two of y'all come, you and your wife come together, and you're in the house, you're in the private, they can't mess with you. If 5 people from church come to your house and y'all all meeting in the private, they have no jurisdiction over that. If 30 of y'all came in the house and were in the private, yes, there is tax advantages to the PMA, Brad Campbell. So when you are in the private, it does not have to be in your house. You could be in the private at a church building.
I'm going to get us on another platform.
Okay. You could be in the private at a event somewhere. You could be in the private anywhere, right? But the thing is that these people, the building department has codes. Yeah. The thing is that they're not telling you guys the truth about your real power. So we just talked to Ian, who had some issues with the law before he met me. What you're going to find is that everything they did to him is under commerce because he was contracted as a business. They don't want the nation to know that you can act in the private and they have no power over you. But I just showed y'all the law in Arizona. I just showed you the Supreme Court say that they can't even ask who your membership is. All this injunction and all this, we don't want you to do business in our state. That's some bull crap because they don't own the state. The people own the state. And we have the right guaranteed by the Constitution that says that they can't do these things to us. So Ian just gave me a message saying that he wanted everybody wanted to hear this and that we need to get together tomorrow. So we will make sure that if God lets us live, we will get together tomorrow. I'll turn on some Wi-Fi. We can turn on some other Wi-Fi. I think it might have been on Ian's side. I don't know for sure.
I'll get us some real strong
but yeah, we'll get some real strong Wi-Fi. We'll come back and light that freaking fire. The nation, as the men who are doing wrong, is collapsing, y'all. So many things are coming out right now showing that these people have been breaking the law over and over and over again. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Ian has a huge platform of people who are ready to hear the truth. I'm going to tell you how huge his platform is. Ian has had 150,000 people watch his video he did the other day, the first day. Now it's at 250,000 people. Let me show you how powerful this is. It only took 180,000 people in the whole United States of America to get rid of prohibition. So he already had enough views the other day that if everybody saw the law and started calling into the government officials all over and showing them that we know the law, sending them notices, we would shut down the whole COVID shutdown and open everybody else's business.
Affidavits going out, just hammering them.
That's right. 100,000 affidavits, 10,000. We sent 2,000 affidavits before and made the CPS Trafficking Council tell from Trump's administration that CPS was trafficking. So they know that we don't play around with the affidavits. We don't play around with notice. Affidavits are what's necessary to get people arrested and shut crap down. So as a people, I come to you humbly, Josh and I, and we say, let's take some massive action. These government officials have never seen 200 people send the same affidavit to them and pound them with the law. They've never seen 1,000. They've never seen 10,000. They've never had people really know them by name as breaking the law. Well, we're going to show you the law that proves that they're breaking the law. And I promise you, you're going to see more remedy around the nation than you have ever seen in your life. So that I'm telling you, they did Ian and Frank wrong. I'm telling you, they didn't get a trial by jury as one of the people. I want anybody to show me that they're not one of the people, that they don't have rights. The government officials see them with their skin speaking and moving in front of them, and they want to act like, she said, avoid the Clintons. We want to see more of you. Hey, Hillary ain't got nothing on us, right? The people coming and bringing that fire, and this y'all gonna stop, all right? So anyway, I want to thank you all. I want to thank you for coming on. We're going to go ahead and get off now. We love you all. We know that your forefathers put together wonderful constitutions in all of your states with wonderful bills of rights, wonderful declarations of rights, and it's been hidden from you. But that time is up. You're going to have remedy. We're going to fight. And by God, this nation is going to be saved. It's going to be a beautiful thing, and we're going to enjoy it together. So I love the heck out of y'all. I pray that all of you are safe. I pray that your mind is open and ready to see the truth and new things. And I pray that you have blessings beyond measure. All right, you guys are the best. Believe in your strength. You got patriot blood running through your veins. Your forefathers were patriots, right? They put law together for you as regular men and regular women to protect your rights. Now stand on them with everything you got. And by God, we're going to have victory. I will catch you guys later. Josh?
See you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
See y'all later. We will catch you later. Peace.